What can a little bit of pasta tell you about your hair? You'd be surprised. Tune into today's episode where we talk about how a little bit of pasta can help you understand some of your hair's basic hair characteristics. The protein moisture balance is one of those things that takes a little bit of trial and error to get right. The protein moisture balance is not a 50-50 balance, meaning you do 50% moisture, 50% protein. It really is almost like an 80-20 or a 90-10 balance depending on your hair's condition. And it's really important to understand that your regimen and your balance may be totally different from somebody else's protein moisture balance. Lots of factors go into this, whether or not your hair is chemically treated in any way. People who chemically treat their hair, whether it be with permanent colors or with chemical relaxers or texturizers, they'll need a lot more protein supplementation in their regimen. If you're someone who regularly heat styles your hair, you'll also tend to need a little bit more protein than the next person. So your protein needs will vary depending on how you handle your hair and the current condition of your hair. It's very important that you monitor your hair, and the best way to do this is via wet assessment. Our hair distributes its qualities of strength and elasticity excellently when the hair is wet. And that is because when your hair is wet, it's in its weakest state. So you can really feel if it is strong when it's in its weakest state. And I know that seems a little bit confusing, but it's a really subtle distinction. When our hair is dry, it's really hard to tell how strong it is and how elastic it is. But when it's wet, you can see how stretchy it is and you can see how strong it is. Because if it doesn't break and it's stretching and moving nicely, then you know that your hair has pretty good strength if it's able to maintain itself in the wet state. And so that's why wet assessment is so important. If you're unsure about whether your hair needs protein or moisture, it's always best to just err on the side of caution and go with moisture. It's much easier to correct damage done to the hair from over-conditioning with a lot of water than it is to repair hair that has been given a lot of protein, because that protein binds really strongly to your hair's cuticle, and it'll take several washes for that protein to clear away. And so that could be several weeks of breakage going on while you're waiting for that protein to lift from your hair's cuticle. So it's always important, if you're not sure what your hair needs or you can't really tell with a wet assessment, then go ahead and go with moisture, because you won't fail if you go with moisture. Remember, protein and moisture go together. They work together. You can't have one without the other. So even though you do have a moisture-focused regimen, you do also occasionally want to give your hair a little protein boost so that your hair is able to retain the moisture that you're feeding it. Okay, guys, so I hope this video was helpful. And of course, if you have questions, again, leave them below. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Bye.